Live, local, late breaking. This is 4029 News Sunrise.
Good Sunday morning, and thanks for waking up with 4029 News Sunrise. I'm Jamie Weiss, and the top story on everyone's mind this morning, the roads and the weather. 4029 meteorologist Brendan Johnson is here with the latest. And Brendan, what type of weather are we waking up to today?
Bitterly cold weather.
Don't tell me that.
I know. Well, we already experienced it. We had to drive in, and it was a little icy just outside of our studio here.
We're following breaking news this morning. We know one person has died after a house fire early this morning. The Bella Vista Fire Department responded to the house fire around 6:30 at a home on Croston Lane in Bella Vista. The Bella Vista Communications Director says one person was pronounced dead, another taken to Mercy Hospital in Bella Vista. Right now, we do not know the cause of the fire, but we'll be sure to bring you more information as this story develops. And we'll be keeping an eye on the weather and road conditions all day long, on air and online. You can keep up with our coverage on 4029tv.com or right back here on 4029. Local news starts at 5 o'clock. Amazon Prime hitting another big milestone. The subscription service that offers perks like free 2-day shipping has passed 100 million subscribers in the U.S. alone. That's up from 90 million a year ago. Consumer intelligence research partners shared the news in a study published Thursday. Amazon has not yet commented on the numbers. And we've got a major food recall to let you know about this morning. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says Johnsonville is recalling more than 48,000 pounds of its frozen bacon and cheddar ground pork patties. This after the USDA received at least 3 complaints that the pork patties were potentially contaminated with black rubber. There are no reports of any illnesses or injuries caused by the products. If it has the product number listed on your screen, you should be able to return it to the store. And while you're checking your freezer, we have another recall to let you know about. Purdue Foods announced a national recall of more than 68,000 pounds of chicken nuggets. Officials with the company say the food may be contaminated with wood pieces. The recalled food, which is gluten-free, has an October 25th, 2019 expiration date. So far, there are no reports of related illnesses from the apparent contamination. Meanwhile, the FDA also issuing a warning for Arkansans. A new report by the administration says nearly 1 in 5 teenage boys in Arkansas use smokeless tobacco, almost 2 times the national average. On the back of that report, the FDA is now considering the role of drug therapies to get kids to quit vaping and using other nicotine products. Right now, there are no FDA-approved stop smoking products for e-cigarette users under the age of 18. Giving up on tobacco is a common New Year's resolution, as is losing weight. But now that we're a couple of weeks into 2019, you might be looking to make sure the weight stays off and doesn't get put onto next year's resolution goals. With more on that, here's ABC's Stephanie Ramos.
Losing weight and keeping it off is difficult. The best diet and exercise plan is the one you can stick to. So where do you begin? According to the Centers for Disease Control, people respond differently to various diets. A low-carb diet may work well for your friends, but not for you. There are so many different diets and fitness plans, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But don't be afraid to experiment and find a good fit. Just focus on setting a goal and eating healthy. Some other tips include eating slowly, taking home leftovers, and making appointments to work out with friends or family. A new year is a new opportunity. Put your best foot forward and do what makes you happy and healthy. And remember, it's never too late to hit the restart button if you get tripped up. With this Medical Minute, I'm Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
To sports, it's the championship round of the NFL playoffs. Kicking off this afternoon is the AFC Championship between the New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the second time the two teams have met this season, with the Patriots squeaking out a 43-40 win at home. The Chiefs are the 3-point favorites this afternoon with MVP frontrunner Patrick Mahomes. Kickoff is at 5:40 in Kansas City. Meanwhile, in the NFC, we have the Saints taking on the Rams in New Orleans. Drew Brees is looking to secure his second trip to the Super Bowl, while Rams head coach Sean McVay wants to lead the Rams to their first Super Bowl appearance since 2002. This will be the first time the Saints have hosted the NFC Championship since 2009, and that game kicks off at 2:05 this afternoon. Today's outcomes could lead to a very interesting Super Bowl. Take a look at this. Tom Brady and Drew Brees are now both over 40 years old. If the Patriots and the Saints were to make it to the Super Bowl, it would be the oldest quarterback matchup in history, combining for a total of 81 years. And on the other hand, if Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff make the playoffs, it will be the youngest quarterback matchup in Super Bowl history, with a combined total of just 47 years. And let's go ahead and take a look at the stories you had trending on 4029.com this week. First, a Kentucky driver had a surprising encounter with a snowman. A family crafted the 9-foot snowman around a large tree stump in their front yard. That caused some big problems for one driver, who apparently tried to run over the snowman, but because of the hidden foundation, it remained standing and smiling. You guys absolutely loved this. It was an instant bit of karma for the driver. Teresa Quitter writing, quote, gives new meaning to thumpity thump. Look at Frosty go. I mean, that's a great line to use.
True. Very punny. Very punny.
Very punny. She knows
glad we
her
brought
lyrics.
the movie in. Yes, glad we brought the movie back for that one. Also, a very unusual and impressive sight took shape in Maine this week. A nearly perfect disc of ice forming on a river. Take a look at this. The massive ice disc drew curious onlookers to the banks, and it also drew a lot of attention online. More than 40,000 people checked out this post, and right now it is not entirely clear how the disc was formed. And you take a look at it, Jamie.
It's beautiful.
It looks like the moon almost. I've seen a lot of people kind of commenting about that. Very fitting that tomorrow is actually our super blood wolf moon.
Oh,
I think I got that right.
That's really good timing.
Exactly.
Well, we've also got some good timing for rock fans out there because Rocklahoma 2019 has a headliner. Rock legend Ozzy Osbourne will be headlining the music festival. He'll play alongside the bands Disturbed and Shinedown. You guys were so excited about this, sharing it more than 1,000 times, leaving hundreds of comments. Rocklahoma takes place in May. Tickets are on sale now. Brendan, are you ready to rock?
Not so much. I'm still trying to get out of the cold weather. I'm calling my folks up because they'd be pretty excited about this. Don't know if they'd come all the way over from North Carolina to Oklahoma. I'm still trying to just get them to visit me.
Well, maybe this is just more incentive. You get to see Brendan Johnson and Ozzy Osbourne.
Exactly.
Sounds like the best of both worlds. Well, that's what you had trending this week on 4029 social media. Make sure to follow, share, and comment, and be back here next week to see what goes viral next.
And it is 8:45 on your Sunday morning. We'll have a look at that 7-day forecast right when we come back.
Welcome back to 4029 News Sunrise. It is 8:46. Speaking of sunrise, look at how beautiful it is over Van Buren with our Van Buren Family Dentistry camera. Brendan, I can't tell. Are there actually some snow-covered trees, or am I just imagining it?
No, I think you're right there. Snow-covered trees, maybe some rooftops there across the river valley. Actually, a nice heavy burst of snow moved through LaFleur County and into Sebastian, Logan, Franklin County.
We stopped by Greenwood yesterday. They had 3 inches of snow where we stopped by. It was awesome. The kids were making snow angels, snowball fights. It was a lot of fun.
Cutest video I've seen, Poto.
You have to watch this.
It's on my Facebook page. The little girl, she kept calling all the snow Olaf. And she wanted to make a snowman named Olaf.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Exactly. I am not continuing that song. If anything, Laura Huckabee would not be very happy. However,
we're following breaking news this morning. We know one person has died after a house fire early this morning. We're taking a live look at the scene on Croston Lane in Bella Vista. The Bella Vista Fire Department responding to the house fire around 6:30 this morning. We can see that they are still on scene. The Bella Vista Communications Director says one person was pronounced dead. Another was taken to Mercy Hospital in Bella Vista. Right now, we do not know the cause of the fire, but we'll be sure to bring you more as this story develops. Of course, the frigid temperatures Brendan mentioned earlier are causing some local roads to ice over. 4029's Alex Wilson joins us live from Rogers, where some of the roads are still not cleared off. Those accidents left a lot of cars stranded across the area. We spoke with a local towing company that was slammed with calls.
Yeah, it's like, back to back. We get a lot of calls, and we try to our best to be out there and be safe. A lot of time, mostly it's on the interstate, on I-49, south and north.
Wes told us that by the end of the day, they expected to be called to about 30 cars. His piece of advice for people: stay inside and off the roads unless you absolutely have to get out. We can see a lot of cars on the road, and several churches are taking that advice to heart, deciding to cancel their services because of snow and ice. More than 50 closings have been reported to us. You can see those scrolling on the bottom of your screen, or you can head to our website, 4029tv.com, for a full list of those closures. The icy conditions also forcing a few groups to reschedule events that were planned for Saturday. The Northwest Arkansas Women's March was supposed to happen yesterday morning, but was postponed. We're told that we could learn the new date sometime later this week. Of course, stay with 4029 News, and we'll be sure to keep you posted. The Shiloh Museum of Ozark History also postponing an event. The Still on the Hill concert that was set for yesterday has been pushed back 1 week. It'll now happen this upcoming Saturday at 2 o'clock. Right now, we know that there are a handful of road crews out on the street. 4029's Brendan Johnson is back with us. What needs to happen to get those roads clear, Brendan? Are we going to have a lot of sunshine to clear it down?
Yes, and we need those temperatures to get above freezing, which they should around mid-morning to lunchtime, which is some good news. That'll allow any leftover slush or ice to melt right off the roadways. And you can see there down Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith, we don't really have any issues to speak of this morning, at least there. A couple of side roads, though, can't rule out that we still got a few ice patches on them, so you'll want to watch out for those. As we head over to the traffic maps, you're really not seeing that much in terms of traffic volume on I-540 as well as I-40. I did hear that we did have a few ice patches on some of the roads in Logan County, in and around Boonville. 4940 just doing fine this morning. No issues in Benton and Washington counties, but again, some of these roads, especially the local roads, might have a few ice patches on them. I-49 for the most part all clear right now. As we transition into Washington County, a couple of delays in the southbound lanes there in 49 through Fayetteville. We'll keep an eye on it, let you know if anything changes.
Thanks, Brendan. Well, if you do have to get out, don't forget to check out the iDrive Arkansas maps, where you can check on road conditions across the region. The purple you see, that's ice, and the pink are patches of ice. Just this week, the city of Rogers announced they added some local streets to the map, so you can check those out as well. We do want to let you know a few flights have been delayed this morning. A 7:25 flight to San Francisco from XNA has been delayed by 3 hours. The 9:25 flight to Denver has also been pushed back an hour. No flights to or from Fort Smith have been impacted this morning. We'll be keeping an eye on the weather and road conditions all morning long, both on air and online. To be sure to follow along, you can visit 4029tv.com or come right back here to 4029. Local news starts at 5 o'clock. Well, starting tomorrow, the Mountainburg Police Department says they will start strictly enforcing animal ordinances in the city. Police Chief Vincent Clamser tells us they've had a consistent problem with dogs around the city. The ordinance states it's illegal for dogs to run around off their owner's property. You can't have more than 4 dogs over the age of 6 months, and it's unlawful to have a dog which disturbs the peace by frequent barking, among other things. They say if you violate one of these ordinances, you could be subject to a fine between $150 and $500 each time. A Pea Ridge police captain accused of misconduct will resign. 4029 News learned through a Freedom of Information request that Captain Eric Lyle was under investigation. The city's attorney confirmed that the investigation centers around inappropriate text messages that were sent by Lyle about a minor. In his resignation letter, Lyle cites personal and health reasons, and that it will take effect on the 28th of this month. We're taking a look at the week ahead. Tomorrow, the nation will remember the life and legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. And events are happening across our area to celebrate. Today at 3 p.m., St. James Missionary Church in Fayetteville is hosting a Martin Luther King memorial service. Then tomorrow, the Dream Keepers Youth Unity Breakfast will be at 8 a.m. at the Hembry Alumni House. The MLK Freedom March is happening at 11:15 in Fayetteville, and in Fort Smith, the city is working with UAFS to put on events.
We proudly actually joined that movement, and it's a moment to just take a pause and just actually look ourselves in the mirror and say, well, we had this giant that blazed the trail for us in terms of the aspirations, in terms of the ideals that we all have to work towards. What are we doing individually and collectively to live up to those ideals?
Also tomorrow, UAFS will host a traditional MLK Day breakfast with a panel discussion on poverty, hunger, and homelessness. That'll be moderated by Mayor George McGill. This coming Friday, Razorbacks baseball coach Dave Van Horn will be honored at the Fayetteville Town Center as part of a special ceremony for his induction into the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. Van Horn has spent 17 years with the Hogs, leading them to trips to 5 World Series. A reception begins at 5 o'clock that night with the banquet starting at 6. Tickets and sponsorships for the event may be purchased by visiting the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame website. You can find a link on 4029tv.com. And if the cold weather has you down, why not warm up with a bowl of soup at the 18th annual Northwest Arkansas Soup Sunday that's happening in Rogers at the John Q. Hammond Center. For just $25, you can get soups from 35 different area restaurants, and proceeds will go to the Arkansas Advocates for Children and Families. That starts next Sunday at 4 o'clock. Brendan, the timing just is not working out for us.
No, but I mean, it will probably be chilly next Sunday as well. But this Sunday, we really could have used that, I think.
We could, and it's been so cold. Even though it was so snowy yesterday and kind of icky, it's so much colder today.
Yeah, we've got all the cold air rushing in behind that system. So morning low temperatures have been in the teens. So if you're hearing this, you're going to be heading out here for a church service, something to eat. Make sure you bundle up and prepare for that chill for the first half of your Sunday. We've got the sunny skies out there. A couple of roads, especially side roads, local roads, some cleared better than others, but I-49 for the most part in pretty good shape. Let's head on over to the 7-day forecast right now. We do warm up into the upper 30s this afternoon, so a lot of that should be melting. Any leftover slush or ice, and hopefully that extended period of sun this afternoon will help things evaporate. If anything sticks around, though, it will refreeze overnight. We're expecting lows to fall back into the 20s. Breezy for your MLK Day, and then we'll pick up the chance of showers on Tuesday with a cold front. That will take the temperatures back into the 30s and 40s for the rest of the week, and we're watching between Thursday and Saturday, maybe another system, but the models are just all over the place. So we're holding back on that. We'll let you know. We'll have updates for you. But right now, I'd say better chances of any type of shower activity most likely going to be on your Tuesday. River Valley, it's going to be a similar story. You're in the 50s tomorrow and Tuesday, and then that cold front on Tuesday will knock the temperatures back into the 40s. So I think the big thing to pay attention to is the cold this morning, and then from here on out, maybe enjoy some warmer temperatures.
Well, I'm looking forward to that warm up. Just want to remind you guys, there are some closings for church this morning. You can see them scrolling on your screen, or you can visit 4029tv.com for a full list of those closures. That's all the time we have for 4029 News this morning. Be sure to find, follow, like us on social media.
Thanks for watching, folks. We're back tonight at 5. We'll see you around.